Good morning, everyone. I want to come and show you the science as well as the church, and the talk about the significance of naming your garden. I put up a video post a couple of days ago that talks about the name of the garden and how we come to name our garden, or how we come to know our garden. And so I'm going to show you some things here. First of all, I'll show you the shirt and everything. So let me flip it around to you, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about in the garden today. Sorry for the lawnmower sound over there, but and then I can do all that. They gotta cut their grass just like I gotta cut mine. So here's the signage here, and I'm just gonna put it up because I got to really get this, finish getting this up, put my door up and all that stuff here. Once I get this put it up, the signage will go right here. I'll have that sitting directly in the middle. Coming up there that says Yeshua Games 2026. I'll tell you more about that as well. That will go there. Also have on the shirt the Yeshua Game as well. Again, it's on the back side of the shirt. Anyway. I'll have the Yeshua gang here. Let me switch it back over. So this is Yeshua gang here, and that's the name of the garden. So let me tell you the reason why I have the garden name this for this purpose as well, and why I chose to do this particular name versus other names. And this name actually means Jesus. It says Jesus Garden. It actually, and it's a Greek name. It's the first original Greek name that's found in the Old Testament, in the book of Genesis. And so you when looking in Genesis, and you're looking in the beginning of it, right around when God made, or I should say, God created him a garden and put it in the midst. And so this is before he put Adam in the midst of the garden. And so, in the midst of the garden, he named it. And I asked the Lord, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. I asked him, Lord, what was the name of your garden before you put Adam and Eve in? Because you notice when the scripture doesn't say Adam named the garden was named by the Father. And so, and that garden in the Bible actually means this here means the garden gang, G-A-N, actually means a king's garden that's fenced in. And so a king's garden that's fenced in. So the garden that Adam and Eve was actually in was they was in the king's garden, and that garden was a fenced in garden, which was a specific garden that God had created and made himself. And so by him specifically making that garden himself, he fashioned it, designed it, put everything in the garden that needed to be in the garden, including the tree of life, and as well as the tree of good and evil. He put everything in the garden, and did it all completely 100% in the garden. And so then when he placed, and then he did all this before he placed man into the garden. And then once he placed man into the garden, he got Adam after he created Adam. He got Adam, and then had Adam to name everything. And I want to pay close attention to this. Adam named everything except what was in the garden, because the Father had already created it and named it. And so it's in his kingdomship that it was done. But if you notice, Adam named all the animals, and he named everything that's on the planet. And so that is something very powerful for understanding. And I got a chance to witness that as I studied this particular area as well as ask God specific questions on how did the garden come to be, and why is the garden so important. And then, of course, when I asked God about making my garden, or well, not mine, but actually creating a garden in my yard, because I wanted to stand it out from the area that I was at to make it bigger. Um, I asked God for specific instructions, how to design it, what to put in it, um, what to grow in it, different things on it. So everything was put in place on a specific thing, including the fence. The fence was on clearance, buying the wood, buying the raised beds, doing raised bed versus ground, which a lot of it I still have in ground, and then a lot of it I still have in raised bed as well, which I first originally started from the ground. So either way, it's still good to me because I even put more dirt into the raised bed than I do than I buy when I have bought them. Um, but it's still, all of it is still in place because it's in there for a specific purpose. Ask God for specific fruit trees. I love cucumbers, so you can see a ton of that, and tomatoes and different stuff. You see a whole lot of that. And so I asked God for very specific things, and then I asked the Lord to even bless me to be able to not just create a garden or build a garden, but to show me how to fashion a garden, how to put the garden together, how to design a garden in a specific way, how to lay it out, and how what I should do. Should I do it from the ground? Should I do it from the raised beds? I questioned him, asked him about the raised bed. This is actually my first time ever doing a raised bed, which is producing tremendously great for me as well. I hope it works out for you as well. So it was a lot of things that I asked the Lord, a lot of things that I talked to the Lord about. I didn't just pop up one day and said, I'm gonna make a garden. That wasn't it. It was a lot of prayer. I prayed generously and still praying generously. I asked the Lord tons of questions. I mean, any questions that I can think of, I asked him. I didn't, even it sounded like a stupid question to me or something. It didn't matter. I went to the Lord and I asked the Lord that question. I questioned the dimensions. I said, "Are you sure this dimension of it is going to work like this?" Even placing the poles, I didn't measure like I'm going to put the pole here, here, here. No, it was specific. It was precise. And then even when the Lord gave me a vision of the garden before I even wrote it out, before I even did anything. After I prayed earnestly, the Lord gave me a vision of it, and He showed it to me in a night vision, which we call a dream. And He showed it to me in that vision. And then once He showed it to me in that vision, I got up the next day, didn't tell a single soul, and started designing it specifically how the Lord instructed and gave it to it. Matter of fact, everything that is in the garden is all given to me through a vision, and everything is precisely exactly where it needs to be in the garden. And then it was a blessing, and it's still a blessing because I've been obedient. I'm obedient to what the Lord say do. I'm obedient in doing the things that God said, including even the instruction of the shirts. Designing the shirts is specific. It's a reason. Designing the sign is a reason. I don't just do anything just to say, oh, I got this going on, or I seen this person do it, or that person do it. I'm not a Jones keeper. I don't keep up with people and all that. My whole mission in life and purpose is to serve the King. I'm an ambassador for the King. So as an ambassador in this land, I do things different than normal people do. So I operate different than normal people do. I move different than normal people do. And I'm able to do different things because of the fact that I'm obedient to the will of God. And so having a relationship with Jesus Christ is very important. That's one of the most important parts of doing anything in life, is having that relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, how can this benefit you? I looked at a video last night on YouTube that said YouTube offers 3 major parts. 1, education, 2, entertainment, and the third one was an environmental. How does this video affect you for us educational wise? But educational wise, it affects you because I'm educating you on uh, where did the King's Garden come from? What does GAN stands for? It means garden. It means the King's Garden. This is the King. Jesus the King, right here. He's the King. A lot of time this is also spelled instead of YES is U. This actually is a H be here, then a US on the end, which still means the name Jesus, Yahshua. And so a lot of times it's pronounced in that sentence. A lot of times it's spelled in that sentence, which is still the same thing as this here. This is Yahshua, and it's still the same thing as saying Yahshua to the Lord, which is holiness unto the Lord Jesus Christ. Gang is the King's Garden. This is gang, which is GAN is actually a Greek term for the word garden and or fenced in kingdom. So this is Yahshua God, which is a garden, and it is specifically on that nature of doing specific things for this part here. So this is a Yahshua gang, a Yahshua God. What's the pronunciation of this? A Yahshua God. This is the pronunciation, and it's the rightfulness of this pronunciation of what this name is related to. So educational wise. The other part, educational wise, is picking your vegetables, making sure that you got the right vegetables for your garden. What you're doing. If you don't have a yard as I have, or you have a patio, you have, or you're in a apartment building and you got a small patio on the side, or you have something that is, you say, hey, I want to do a garden and I don't have the space. Well, contact friends, family members, and other folks, and ask them, can you do it in their yard? I myself personally didn't do that on my time because I have gardens, I have yards, I have this yard and I have my parents' yard, and so I didn't actually do that during this particular time. So, but the idea of actually getting everything together and doing it is that it doesn't mean you don't have to do it. And you can be able to get that together as well. So that'll be something too. But if you have a yard like I have, pick a spot. You don't have to go to a huge spot like I did with my yard in the middle. It's something I specifically asked the Lord for. My first spot that I started at, and I'm gonna turn this over and show it to you. This is the first place that I started at, and I started right here on the side of the church. And it was a small area here, and this is exactly what I did. I did this area here, and I did it for years. I did it for like 4 to 5 years, still using this area today. I have gardens, I have sweet potatoes growing, I have banana peppers, there's a corn that's still trying to struggle to come up, praise the Lord on that. And then I have also have garlic and other things in this area. There's a few weeds of grass coming up, which this is what you get with growing directly in soil. This is a constant maintenance job, so you got to constantly work at it. You can't just do a little bit and walk away. No, this is a maintain. This is a full-time job right here, and it's built up on your excitement and your hobby to actually do it. The second spot that I did it, that was over by the side of my carport, and I grew a lot of potatoes and stuff that's over there, and which produced a great deal on that side. And so that was a blessing. And then, of course, once I prayed and asked the Lord about a garden itself, I came out to the garden itself. And out here in the garden, it's specific things that I did in the garden. Specific stuff I put out here in the midst of the garden. Like, for instance, this is my first time actually growing watermelons in the garden. And this is directly soil. This is not, this is direct ground. And I got it, and I just got the beds fixed up by wood stakes. This bed is directly ground, which I got other fruits and vegetables that I got here to put out. Then, of course, I'm not sure why my potatoes looking dead over there, but I'm gonna get them some more water. And then, of course, even the tomatoes here are coming directly out the ground. I did add a little bit more soil in over here. But it also is coming directly out the ground. Then I got on this section here, I have the potatoes here, and then of course everything else. And so it's a matter of how you do it. It's a matter of what your spacing is, how you see yourself, the things that you're looking forward to doing. What do you want to see in your garden grow? How you want to see your stuff growing in the garden? Is it something beneficial for you? Now, what I did in my garden is this is Persian cream corn that's on this side over here. And so I have Persian cream corn growing in this area. Over here I have some more garlic that's gonna grow up over here, and really a bunch of them is trying to like. Yes, they're coming up. No, they just ain't in the ground. It's true. What is it? It ain't over here, y'all. Get back in there. Get y'all right back in the ground. Okay. So in these beds I have onions and garlics and stuff. Not for myself because I'm allergic to onions, but this is for my fiance and for my families and friends, and they can get it reap a harvest from the garden. And then of course I can sell a bunch of this stuff too. So it's not all about Kenny; it's about everyone else. And then of course, like I said, the cucumbers flowers here. I'm sure my leaves are turning good to go. Let me see what's going on that. But this is the reason for the cucumbers, got tomatoes, and got more cabbages that's over there covered up. Then tomatoes, and then I got a number, variations of different things. So this is about you building your garden up to your standards, and you're doing your garden to the way it pleases you, and then how it's going to benefit you. The best part about having a garden is actually maintaining it. You come out and spend time with the presence of the Lord. That is one of the greatest part of that I have the garden. I can actually come. I don't have to just necessarily come out the house to have the presence of the Lord. But when I come into the garden, I can get into the sense of the presence of God, and I can listen to the birds chirp. Uh, Normally, if you didn't hear all this other noise that's going on around, the chirping of the birds is so beautiful, and so it just sounds so good of doing that. And then, of course, you can meditate out here in the garden. So that's a blessing. Wow, wow, I just go in the water before quickly. I believe in this 90-degree weather, it's kind of doing a little bit stuff to my garden here, but I don't want it to get it where it don't do. Well, they're not getting enough nutrition as well, so they need that water, so they can get some growth in there. So this is the reason that I have the garden, uh, entertaining purposes. The entertaining purpose is that if you're enjoying the seeing the garden and it's something that you enjoy doing, hey, send me some comments. I do respond to my comments. I do read them, and I do respond back to them as well. That's another good blessings of having a garden, is that I will respond back to the comments. I don't just not look at comments. I read them. I check them out because I want to make sure that everything is, I'm doing everything that I can do reasonably adequate for the growth of the garden as well. And if I can help educate you in the process of it, or help you come to the knowledge of something that you're doing, you got a question, hey, this is not growing, and is there something that I can do? So a friend of mine contacted me probably about a month or so ago and asked me what would be good to get ants out of his garden in an organic way. I gave him the instructions and told him exactly what he needed to do to get rid of the ants out of the garden. So it's not something that we just sit around and do for the sake of just doing it ourselves and saying hopefully, prayerfully, it works. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is that I want everyone to grow in education, knowledge of it. I want you to have an experience that when you're experiencing the fruits of your labor from here, you're not just getting something you're gonna do for a little while and that's it. That's not beneficial to you. Not beneficial to what you're doing. one of the great things about having a garden is I can come outside and shop my garden. I made a salad the other day from my garden, which was a fresh salad, and still eating off of today. Uh, I made it a couple of days ago. So having this garden and having the freshness of it, and coming in and saying, this is something that I would really, really want to do. Just think how much food costs these days, how much gas costs. The rising of food is ridiculous. We're constantly seeing increase and growth. Why not grow your own food? Why not have your own way of doing stuff? What's stopping you from producing the exact same thing that I'm doing? And the answer to that is nothing. You say, well, I work. I do too. You say, well, I don't have time. I only have this amount of days off or that amount of days off. I have 2 days a week off. I did have 3. Um, and so uh, the process of it is that you can make time for everything else. Why not make time for something that's going to benefit you, that's going to benefit your family, that you can train and show your children, that you can teach others how to maintain. There used to be a saying way back in the day that if you teach a man if you feed a man fishing, he will never how to go, Lord. Um, how that sound? If you feed a person on how to fish or how to catch a fish, oh, that's it. If you teach a person how to fish, he will never grow hungry. But if you feed him the fish the whole entire time, he gonna always depend on you. It's somewhere like that. That goes. So why not teach other people how to do what you're doing? Well, I mean, seriously, like, what's hard about that? What's impossible about getting out, doing some different stuff, going to the store, buying some seeds? Back in the day, the Dollar Tree seeds used to be, um, they actually used to be 4 for $1.25. Now it's 3 for $1.50. A drink is $3, almost $3. Depends on where you at. Some of them is $5. But just think, what are you really gaining and getting when you're looking at stuff that you could do? Go and get your, say you're searching for vitamins, and a lot of the vitamins that you're searching for, they say they cost tons and tons and tons of dollars to get. Well, how about just growing your vitamins? Kale has a lot of good vitamin, and collards has vitamins in it. Tomatoes has vitamins. Pickles got vitamins. Potatoes has vitamins. Watermelons has vitamins. Then you got your fruit trees: apple, oranges, grapes, peaches. You got all your good things, and just think about this: you spend anywhere from $20 to $30, maybe $100 just on fruits and vegetables. You ain't even bought no meat. You haven't bought anything that's gonna help maintain the overgrowth of your garden or maintain what you're doing. That's just fruits. I can go to the store and I can buy me some fruits, and I'm gonna spend good $10 to $12 just on fruits, nothing else, just fruits. And then after that, I purchase all my other little stuff. And a package of grapes, one package of grapes at Sam Club is $7.45, and that's before tax. And then after tax, you're looking at $8. That's one package of grapes, just grapes. So you're not, and just think, strawberries are $4.97. That's $5 for a strawberry. Growing it yourself, you go to the store and buy some seeds for $1.50 at Dollar Tree, or buy some seeds off Amazon at maybe $10 to $15. Depends on where you get it at, or you get it at a different place, wherever you shop at, and you buy those seeds, you grow that fruit, those same things that you're going to buy, you grow them yourself. And what you got? Boom! You got an instant garden that you come out of your house, walk straight into the garden, and shop. And the best part is that you're not just gonna do it for you. You're doing it for the whole purpose of everyone else. You're helping yourself out. There's another good growth that's taking place. Okay, there's another good growth that's taking place. Things that are going good, and so that's something awesome. These tomatoes, I got 5 different types. Well, actually 6 different types of tomatoes growing this year at the same time. Am I gonna eat all those tomatoes? No, I'm not. So, what I'm gonna do with them? I'm gonna can up a bunch of them, and a lot of them I'm gonna take and sell. That's your profit from what you're doing, which is gonna give you another regrowth, put money back in your pocket. Then they're gonna turn back around, and you can help benefit other people by that. Then you turn around and resell that. That's another profit for you. And so it's an ongoing process, but it's something that will it's something that'll constantly give you. On top of that, you're actually coming into agreement with what the Lord is saying. This, and just think, this is just a blessing. It's a blessing to have a garden. It's a blessing to walk among this. It's a blessing just to come outside and see the nourishment and the growth and what you're doing in your garden and how you're doing it. You can water it. I water my garden first thing in the morning. Sometimes I water it in the afternoon. And I water it in the afternoon. And then I watered it. Well, not in the afternoon. Sorry, I watered it in the morning. I watered it at night. I don't water it in the afternoon. And so I give it that nutritional value that it needs. And then from there, it gets all the stuff that it needs to have that will actually progress and grow. I don't come out here and flood it. Uh, I made that mistake last year, a year before last, a couple of years ago. I think it was that I was thinking my garden wasn't getting enough water, so I watered it like in the spring, maybe 2 or 3 times. And I'm in the south, so it gets like 90 some degrees here, and last year it got up to like 100 some. So I was under the impression. One, I didn't study my progress. So I was under the impression that my vegetables and fruit was dying because I came out and I didn't see the overall growth and process of what was taking place. I was like, wait a minute, something is off. And what it was is that I was killing it. I was flooding the crap out of it. I didn't know. Lesson learned. I don't do that this time. That's a new growth. That's a lesson process that has to take place. And so by me learning that process, I can help everybody else grow in that process because that's something better. That's something needful, and that's something that would definitely uh, do best in what I'm doing. Now this year, I have a garden. I have a garden that is. I have a garden that is actually flourishing much better than it did um, in the beginning, and it is actually doing a greater job and greater thing because again, I'm not flooding it with water. I'm not overdoing it, and I'm just doing stuff to make it um, be more productive and more gracious in the areas that it's doing. Right now, I just got the water just running. I'm about to turn it off. So I want to. It's a progress. It's a learning process. Again, I question the Lord on that. Lord, am I getting too much water? Am I doing something wrong, God? How what I need to do? Do I need to have sprinkler system? Do I need to have this? Do I need to have drip system? What is it that I need to do? And it's according to your environment. It's according to where you at. The things that you're seeing, the different stuff that you do. It's according to that purpose and what you're doing to really benefit that purpose. That's what you really want the most. You want to do it. You want to do it. That's going to benefit you. How is your garden benefiting you? Um, how would you teach this to other people so that they can grow, so that they can have an experience that you're having? One of the greatest joys is seeing when other people come up and tell me, "Oh, you got a beautiful garden. Your garden looks so great." And the thing of it is, I wasn't even looking for none of that. But the joy of seeing it and hearing that, and all I can tell him is, well, thank you. It's not mine. It's the Lord. It belongs to Him. He designed it, and and then of course I have the haters, the people that talk about you, and I enjoy them coming too because when they come, I get a chance to witness to them, get a chance to tell them about the goodness of God, get a chance to inform them about what is important on doing a garden like this. Even people come and say, "Why you buy all this mulch? You don't have to buy this mulch. You could have left the ground there. You could have did this and that." And so, and what they don't understand, I come directly from the ground in the very beginning, and so the mulch is added more. The mulch adds more moisture to the stuff. It holds the water. It breaks down over time. It actually nutritious the ground. It's actually like a fertilizer. So it fertilizes and back into it to the ground. Another thing, the reason my stuff is inspired, is blooming so greatly, is that because I actually mixed up a formula. I do did a person asked me a couple of days ago, do you use Miracle Grow? I have used Miracle Grow. I do have some, and I do use it at time. But I also adds in my own special recipe as well. I take yeast water, and I get the rainwater that falls, and I get that water plus grass clippings and different stuff, and I makes a natural herbicide um, that actually not herbicide, a natural way of actually producing that. And so I put yeast, I mix up the yeast, put it with the water, then I take that yeast water and I strain it into my pitcher, add water into it, and then I put it at the base of my garden, and that actually reproduces and make everything grow tremendously big. I'm actually adding that back in. That I mix it up with sugar just like you do it with everything else. I also take banana, and I make the banana water, add it in with the yeast. So there's a lot of good things that I do. I take fruit rinds and watermelon rinds and orange rinds and different stuff on that nature, and I take the pineapple rinds and I actually add that into water, and I get the natural resources from it, and then I add it back in. There's a lot of ways to do it. You can do compost. I did a compost a year ago, about 2 years. Well, actually about 2 years ago, and I added it into the garden. That take a little longer for me because I don't eat with the stuff I eat. I can pretty much can't make the compost. But the way I do it now is that I take the compost, I grind it all up, and I add it directly to the water, and so it can go in just like that. I'll call you right back, baby. Uh, and so I get that in there as well, and that's what I get in there tremendously directly into the garden. Come on, man. And yeah, just for a second. And so that is how I'm actually doing the garden itself. So guys, I want my address shown. So guys, I really appreciate showing up. Sorry for the interruption, but thank you guys for coming being a part of it as well. I hope I gave you some education, entertain you, made you feel good, gave you some resources on things you need to do as well, and on that good stuff. So yeah, like, subscribe, like this, give me thumbs up or whatever. But like, subscribe, share this video with other people, let them know what's going on. And then come be a part of this ministry. Come be a part of this area as we grow together in Christ. And thank you right now, and be blessed in Jesus' name. Just stop this other from this guy. Oh, come on, phone. Now the video won't stop. You hear me? Mark. So now the video won't stop.